Okay, after that's complete, we'll move on to the jumping surface. What I like to do is with the PowerBounce is get all of the non-PowerBounce springs. Installed in here. So we've got 2 on the end, 2 on this end, and then you've got 3 on this side. So there's a PowerBounce spring here, 1 here, and then the rest up until you get down this way. Okay, so take the mat, like to lay it out. Make sure this is facing up. Like to connect those 4 end ones and then these 4 end ones, and then we'll get the ones on the side. And if at any time you need help, a little more leverage than just your hand getting these back, you can use another spring and just pull that back, and that gives you that extra leverage. Okay, once that's complete, I like to go around again, make sure the frame is nice and tight. That'll take some tension off of the springs when I'm installing them. After that, we'll start on the PowerBounce system, and we'll first put on the power arms, which will eventually go right here. So we'll go back to the PowerBounce box. All right, so with the power arm, you point the triangular ring upward, you drop this inside, and then you just cock this a little bit and it'll slide right over. Sometimes it takes a couple times to get the feel for it, but once you get it, it goes pretty smooth. Yeah. All right, so once all of the power arms are on, we'll be attaching all of the springs. And as you can see with this spring, there's a long hook and then the short hook right here. You want the short hook to go on the triangular ring right here. You don't want it to be touching the PowerBounce, but once we do that, you pull it tight and you're good to go. Okay, once all the springs are hung, I find it easiest to grab 2 at a time and just pull back and insert those into the holes there. I'll start on one of the ends first, and then I'll go to the opposite end, do that end, and then I'll work my way around. It also does help if you have 2 people, one working opposite of you, but today it's just me, so we'll do it this way. And don't forget, if you need a little more pull on these, just grab a spring and that'll help you pull that back. All right, after that's complete, we're gonna insert the power hooks into every area where those opposite of the power arm here. And once again, there's 16 of these black hooks. Do 4 on each corner again, like we did last time. Okay, next we'll put the rest of the springs into the power hook. And by doing that, you just want to insert it from the inside there and let it drop down like that. After we get around, we'll insert those into the power arm. All right, so all the springs are hung again from the power hook, And now we're gonna connect this spring into the power arm. Now there's 3 different levels here. First level adds a little bit more tension to the trampoline for smaller kids. Then we can go up to this second level here, bigger kids, older kids, adults, or we can go up here to the 3rd level for the most tension. They had requested that we go to the 2nd level here, so that's what we'll do. All right, so now we're gonna start with the green pad. There's obviously 2 for the ends, 2 for the sides here. So we'll lay this out upside down on one of the ends. Once that's done, we'll grab the pad bungees. So what you want to do, it's helpful to have a Leatherman or needle nose pliers. I'm sure there's some other tools out there. But with these grommets, insert the bungee through one end here and then just slide it until you see it below this other grommet and pull it up. So we'll do that for all 4 areas here. So once all the bungees are in, we'll flip this back over. Get it lined up. And we'll take this T-bungee here and we'll just insert it through the ring that's right below it. We'll do the same on the opposite end, and then the same with these 2. And with the PowerBounce on there, a lot of times you got to take off the springs to insert this through. So we'll do that right now. And then once it's inserted through the ring, we want to put that power arm back on and then attach the top spring to the ring, and then we'll attach this back to the power arm. And we'll do the same with this one right here. And also you want to keep an eye, you want this opening right here to line up with this pull here, and the same over on this side. And sometimes with the bigger rings, this T-bungee will go through the bigger rings right here, so that one drop through, no problem. After that's completed, move to the corner here with the underside bungee. And like to wrap this around itself here so it doesn't pop off. That'll help hold this pad in place. And I'll do it with this other corner here. And put the flap down, and then we've got 2 more right over here. Also, you want to make sure this is still lined up here. Okay, we'll move on to the next pad. Okay, so with the corner of this, the frame here, the jumping surface, you insert the T-bungee into the triangular ring right there. And what I like to do, because these 2 bungees will be tied to the bottom of the net, which pulls them up a little bit. So instead of just leaving it through that one where the pad could come upward, I like to also put it through this ring as well. And that'll help hold this pad down when the net is attached. And then here's the Velcro part. I want to get on the bottom side there. Make sure things are fairly squared off here. And you do that at each corner.